This family has been going viral on TikTok for causing a massive wave of backlash. After the videos featured their 4 kids sleeping on the floor in the living room of their 1-bedroom apartment. Meanwhile, the dad is playing PS5 on the king-size bed in their bedroom, and the mom is posting about smoking while being pregnant. This was called out, on top of the mother admitting that the cats have fleas, the kids have lice, and their unwashed clothes are covered in mold. Then the criticism online only got worse, when the father's ex came into the picture, explaining in multiple videos how he walked out when his son was 2 years old, and failed to ever show up for anything or pay child support, which then led to a string of responses by the Resilient Jenkins, which only made them look 10 times worse. But I pulled together all of the details behind this situation that you need to know in order to get caught up on everything going on in this controversy surrounding the Resilient Jenkins family on TikTok. Today's story was sent to me by a handful of different people. If you ever find something you think I should cover, don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. Now let's just dive into it. But first, thank you so much for watching. This is the Resilient Jenkins on TikTok, a family page run by the mother, Stephanie Jenkins, part of a self-described, blended multicultural family of 6 going on 7. The bio includes a link to an Amazon wish list, so viewers can send them things they need. The content on the page typically involves raising their children, and they first started gaining momentum on TikTok after this viral video on October 21st.
Y'all ready?
Yeah! What are these? Ouch!
Those ones are yours.
Come on.
Wait, Addie, get back over here. I want to see too. No, it's the other way around. Yeah. Addie wanted the hearts.
Yeah, yes, I did. Can I go and try them on?
Can you open one so we can see it, Addie?
Hey, I saw one.
Ooh, those look cute. Oh, they look so warm. They actually look pretty thick. What do you guys think? You say thank you yet?
Thank you, Daddy. And they actually are soft.
They're
All
soft?
of them are hard. Not all mine yet. I mean, but not all mine.
Do you love them?
Yeah. Can I try some on?
Of course.
Yeah! Can I try one on, Mommy?
Since then, all their videos, which include their kids, get millions of views, with the comments under every TikTok mostly calling out their unfortunate living situation. This led to even more people talking about the family, noting that they each have 1 kid from a previous relationship, then 2 of their own, and 1 more on the way, adding, the kids don't have beds and sleep in the living room with a blanket over the window. The husband and her have the bedroom with a TV and gaming setup. She doesn't work, and he does Uber Eats and DoorDash for work. They clearly live in extreme poverty, and they're getting a ton of hate for having yet another child. In the replies to this post, people mention how the parents took away the kids' beds because they broke their beds and didn't take responsibility. On October 28th, someone else following the situation listed out all the problematic things they found within the content. This includes the family not being able to afford shoes, then filming an unboxing video when they were gifted shoes. The dad has a PS5, TV, and computer, while the mom has a Dyson hairdryer, and their room has LED lights and a king-size bed. So it seems like they aren't putting their children's needs first. In July, the mom started posting about lice, and it may be an ongoing issue. She also cleans their litter box without a face mask or gloves, which risks the health of her pregnancy. She took the kids' bed frames away as punishment because they broke it while jumping on it. She admitted to the kids' clothes being moldy because they were unwashed. The dad is supporting the entire family on gig work, like DoorDash and Uber, and seems to be working pretty much all day, every day. They use foam mattress toppers as a mattress for the kids who sleep in the living room. All of the kids, including the toddler, sleep in the living room while they are in the bedroom, which means the kids have full access to the kitchen, or could just walk out the front door. They put essential oil in the cat litter. They will sometimes include things beyond basic necessities on their Amazon wish list, like high heels. In an earlier video, before the bed frames were taken away, the dad's son from a previous relationship was sleeping in a bed with the frame, while the girls slept on the floor. She made several videos before blowing up, saying she deserved to go viral to make money, and that her husband said if she went viral, he would hump her and give her as many babies as she wanted. Also mentioning how nothing in their apartment is safe for an unsupervised toddler. Soon after this breakdown, another viewer watching the situation uploaded this deep dive. including screenshots for each of the listed examples. I'll go through the biggest ones. Gaming is an issue with the dad, but she chose to have 2 kids with him. That was posted before that first baby was born. Admits to smoking too much, she can't get pregnant. Then goes on to smoke during pregnancy. Claims her stepson has RAD, reactive attachment disorder. Very rare diagnosis, typically seen in children who are left alone in orphanages. Perhaps he's just a kid whose dad instantly moved in his girlfriend and 2 kids into their 1-bedroom apartment and started them into a deeper level of poverty. Doesn't understand how people can parent not high. She's literally driving a car. 8th picture is posted regarding their situation being rough. She is not pregnant yet. Despite posting this, she chooses to have another baby, the one she's currently pregnant with. She thinks her DNA is wrong, and the TikTok filters agree, so clearly she's meant to be not white. She very much adopts AAVE when she feels like it. Drinking raw milk while pregnant. Cat litter while pregnant. Everyone is toxic, so she can't go to work and has to be a stay-at-home mom. Why she doesn't think it's wrong to exploit her kids. Because, it'll be fun for them to take over their social media when they get older. And you get 2 perspectives. And they love it. And like you send your kids into the real world, they go to parks. It's totally the same thing as putting them on the internet for millions to see. Big problem with continual lice. It's October, and I guess her man changed his mind. And she's back to the cat boxes. But don't worry, she's growing superior genetics in her, so clearly no need for protection. Her caption about how her 2 babies have superior genetics to her 2 girls because her man has superior genetics is just off the wall nuts. Over the next 2 days, on October 29th and 30th, other people following the story shared additional photos and videos from the Resilient Jenkins page, which show the mother of the family smoking while pregnant, and posting about it like she's a college student that just discovered weed for the first time.
Smoking is not good for your health, but you know what? I don't care. I love it.
Somebody else, unhappy with their parenting style, shared these 2 images from the past year. One where the mother's feeding their baby in a camping chair because they have yet to buy a high chair. And another with the text, "No one can judge me faster than I do. Kids are unbathed, cats covered in fleas and bites. Laundry not done in the background. My kid's hair undone. No presents under the tree. No fancy Christmas event to take my kids to, due to no funds. Broken, incomplete toys everywhere for kids. My kids need new clothes." After this point is when the story really starts to take off, because on October 30th, the father of the family, Andrew Jenkins, had his ex come into the picture. She posted her side of the situation on the Nails by Arlita TikTok page.
Hi. Since we're on here speaking about the Resilient Jenkins, actually, he has more than 1 son. Hi, I'm the first baby mama. I'm absolutely embarrassed the fact that that's my sperm donor, but my son is almost 12. That man that everybody's saying they have 2 loving parents walked out of his son's life when he was 2. Okay, hasn't seen his son since he was 5. And that's because I reached out to him to come to his kindergarten graduation. And at the time, he only had 1 child, which was the little black boy you guys see in his videos. That's my oldest's little brother. Now, my oldest doesn't even know he has 2 other siblings. So no, they didn't meet when he had 1 child. He probably has more. He hasn't paid child support, but he has a PS5.
After this, she says she feels bad for the Jenkins kids, that they have to sleep on the floor and Andrew hasn't changed, mentioning how her son is fortunately safe and in a loving home with a great family.
I feel bad for those kids. I literally feel bad for my child's siblings, sad to say, that they have to sleep on the floor. And that man has not changed. I'm at work, but I keep seeing this shit, and it makes my blood boil. My son doesn't have to worry about anything. He's in a loving home. He has grandparents. He has his aunties, his uncles, close family members that are surrounded. My son is loved, and he knows he's loved. And I'm so glad I kept my son out of that situation.
Then she talks about how she always tried to get Andrew to be there for their son, but he consistently failed to show up.
Because I never not wanted my son to not know his dad. And he's asked. And I've tried. I have receipts. I tried to get him to be a part. Even his son asked, Mommy, I just want to know my dad. Why can't I see my dad? Mind y'all, when that happened, I reached out to him. He read the message, never replied. So I had to put my son in counseling just because I knew it was bothering him and there was nothing that I could say that was going to help him. I just told him, your dad made choices and he chose to make those choices. It has nothing to do with you. So for people that are saying like, oh, they're in a 1-bedroom apartment there with 2 loving parents. No, that's not love. You don't put your kids on the floor. You sacrifice for your kids. You don't put your kids on the floor. His priorities were messed up and that's why we never worked out. That's why we didn't work out. Because his priorities, as you guys can see, are all messed up. And now you're going viral. For what? And then you continue to make more babies and you couldn't even take care of the first one that you had. He don't even know you, but he wanted to know you. You don't even know how great of a kid you got. And I'm so blessed that he doesn't have to worry about being in that situation. He would never have to be there. But what I am sad for is he's never going to know his siblings. And the way Portland is so small, no telling if he would ever run into his siblings when he gets older and not even know it.
She continues by saying how she needs to protect her baby and doesn't want him to see everything online before she can explain it herself. Then calling out Andrew, telling him that she hopes he showed up for his child support court case, and roasts him for being a deadbeat.
Yeah, Andrew, I hope you showed up to your court case for your child support. That was on October 2nd. It is October 29th. See, she said in her live earlier that God has been blessing them. No, baby. God ain't blessing you. Andrew's karma is about to do a 360. And while the Oregon's been looking for you, Andrew Alexander Jenkins, all the shit you've been doing, literally all the shit you've been doing is going to come back tenfold. Your dad, bless his soul, that he ain't here to see this. You're an embarrassment. I'm sick, but I have the most beautiful son, and he would never be nothing like you, ever. He has a heart of gold. He's a leader. My son gets compliments about how he is. He's bright. Oh, he's bright. But that last name that my son is carrying is coming off. You've hurt my son in ways that I can't explain. So what I'm going to do is protect my baby. But what I do know is the 12 years you've been running, no matter if you got clean or not, same bullshit. 12 years, my baby be 12, and you're still on the same bullshit. And every time, and it's not something that I want to know, you're an embarrassment. She's an embarrassment. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what people are saying. It's an embarrassment. You should be embarrassed. And if you could sleep at night knowing that your kids sleep on that floor and you're able to just be up in a room decked out with a PS5 and you don't even take care of your first child and you think you about to be blessed. Oh no. God don't work like that. God don't work like that. Not the God I serve. Not who I talk to. Not who's been protecting my child.
She wraps up by reaffirming that the Jenkins kids are being raised by 2 selfish parents. And she's so happy that her son's been raised to be a well-mannered young man with the help of her family and husband. Adding at the end,
so Resilient Jenkins, keep thinking you're about to be blessed. Because shit's about to hit the fan. For you, Andrew. For you.
Later that night, Nails by Arlita posted a short follow-up video, during which she says she's not going to speak on the situation further, but please respect the privacy of Andrew's family and everybody involved. The same day, the Resilient Jenkins uploaded a public response on their TikTok page. It starts with them deciding hesitantly to address the child support claims.
I guess a public response, kind of.
Yeah, our public response.
Cool. What should we address first?
Let's address the child support thing.
Child support. Okay. The child support and child. I have the one other child. I've been paying child support via garnishments ever since I can remember. And I worked at a W-2 since I was 18, 19. Worked nights, never made above 22 an hour.
Jobs that worked your body to the bone and...
Yeah, I worked retail, I worked overnight, I worked at Home Depot, I worked at Jackson's, I worked at Grocery Outlet. I pumped gas. I pumped gas. I did HVAC for a year. And even HVAC, people say, oh, HVAC, you pay. Hey, I was there for a year doing the most work, coming on the weekends to do scrap metal, and then going to Jackson's, and I only got a $4 raise after a year. And people got an $8 raise, making 32 plus, and they sat me at 24.
Now, the HVAC company, that's a whole nother story in and of itself, because he drove all over the place for that company. He was the one working the hardest for that company, and yet they would not increase his pay. They increased the pay of 3 of the other employees while he was working there.
Andrew then goes on to explain his employer's issues with his style of work, which may or may not be the reason why he's worked so many jobs. But they insist he's done all that he can.
The complaint was, you're requesting too many days off. Yes, because I want more money, so I'm trying to find other ways to make money. And then I went back to Jackson's. And worked days and nights, 60 hours plus, and tried to make sure I washed every window, tried to do every little detail to get any kind of tips.
This man has done everything he can
The child support thing.
He then gets into more detail regarding the child support, restating that he's been paying for years, through the government garnishing his wages, which is only something they do if you're failing to pay child support. Also note how he says he's currently months behind on payments.
I don't know what to tell anybody. I've been paying for years via garnishment. They've taken out 9-10 grand from taxes, and I let them. I didn't fight any of it. If the other party hasn't received it, that is not on me. I don't have any of that money. I think I owe $6,000 is all I owe, which most of that got taken care of last year. Everything else is via garnishment, except for now, 4 or 5 months behind. Things happen. So it's not like I don't know about it.
Oh my god, this might be the least thought out response video ever. After this, they decide to address why Andrew walked out on his son.
They want to know why you're not involved in stuff.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
I don't need to explain why. I don't need to explain everything.
That's the thing. It's not their life for us to explain. It's our life. It's our perspective. It's what we've been through.
Well, people are gonna judge regardless.
And that's fine.
I know. I've been judged all my life. I'm just letting them know. People are gonna believe one side or the other.
Next, they talk about what happened with the kids' beds, while trying to justify using a foam topper as a mattress.
There's speculation going around that we bought, quote unquote, bought foam toppers for our kids. They had frames, they had mattresses, sheets, pillows, the works, even little drapes on their
princess tapestries.
They hung on everything and bent everything and broke it and tore it down, and
kids are destructive. They're especially our two girls. They
bent the hell out of the metal frames and all that, making it more or less a hazard. So we had to remove it from the house, and then they tore up their sheets and all bed covers and all that. And if you guys don't know, when anybody orders a bed is a giant piece of foam. When you go on to order a bed, it says foam mattress or memory foam with the pillow topper. It's all foam. If you guys didn't know, it's just I thought that was common knowledge, but I guess that's something that you guys know now.
Actually, you may have forgot the common knowledge that all mattresses are foam. No, they aren't, dude. They're like feathers and some shit. Later in the video, Andrew and Stephanie explain why he can't get a W-2 job and needs to be doing gig work like Uber and DoorDash.
And people say, yes, get a W-2. I would love to get a W-2 that paid me decent enough. But getting a W-2 at 18...
Why does it just gotta be about the pay? Why does nobody consider the health aspect? That most of these W-2 jobs are sucking the life out of you. Why doesn't that matter?
Oh, because they don't care. It's not, and I get it. It's not about me. It's about my kids. But also, I can't.
Well, you don't want to be here for your kids.
That's the thing. I want to be here for my kids, and I don't want a job to suck the life out of me. So I'm coming home. I'm going to work hating my job, and I'm hating my life because my job is sucking the life out of me. That's how Jackson's was. Jackson's was okay, but it was.
If we would work at Jackson's, we will be stuck here the rest of the kids' lives. We made the decisions we made to get out of here.
Yeah, I guess here's the other thing. They'll probably say, get a second job. I've had second job, and this is why I am pre-diabetic and on heart medication. I've had a heart attack and went into AFib, and I'm on heart pressure medication. Not making an excuse, but I overworked myself and didn't eat and didn't sleep. I would like a job that's one job. If I were to have a W-2, one job that pays well. I don't want 2, 3 jobs. That's not fair. I know that life ain't fair. Life is not.
Yeah, their part 1 response video just cuts off there. And the second response video isn't really the same thing. Just a compilation of videos where they're cleaning the house over some reggae music. Many viewers commented under the videos, not buying the Jenkins story, and directing people to go watch Arlita's TikToks. Which, speaking of, Nails by Arlita came back online that night to upload one final video related to the situation. This time with the caption, "Since people want to think I'm doing shit for clout, here you go." It starts with her showing a recent court document she was mailed, which is a result of Andrew not paying child support. Also, this video is amazing, so we're just gonna watch the full thing.
So, you wanna know what's funny, y'all? This is the recent affidavit I received, right? So, if you've been paying what you said you've been paying, Andrew, why do they need this? Did you do it? Did you do it? Oh yeah, Stephanie, do you want me to, do you want me to send you the message that I sent you back in August with the affidavit? You cluck? Do you? Oh, Andrew, do you want me to go back to my messenger? I could pull up all the shit. I don't care how many jobs you had. You never stayed at one. And when he was getting a little itty bitty bit, he wasn't getting much. I remember getting in my account that from the state of Oregon, they sent me 5 cents. They sent me 5 cents. You ain't paid much. Sit up there with that bitch. You got me f***ed up. I will air your shit out, nigga. Air your shit out, nigga. You got me f***ed up. I got receipts. I have every court document that has been sent to me. This is my recent one. Did you show up? You can't even get your motherfucking story straight, you stupid bitch. You pissed me the f*** off. You done set me off. Now I'm unhinged. Got me f***ed up. Want to sit there and play stupid. You sit up there in that nasty ass apartment. Don't ever forget when you did see my son when he was about 6 or 10 months old, and you took him to some random his house, and she was up in there. She lived like a porter, and I took you outside politely, nigga. Don't sit up there and don't play me. I took you outside politely, nigga, and I said, don't let you ever have my baby in a dirty ass house. He was about 6 or 10 months old when that shit happened. You want to play with me? I told you, don't play with me, Andrew. You know I don't play with me, Andrew. I will air your shit the f*** out. Air it the f*** out. I ain't doing no shit for clout. I don't have to worry about I'm a normal ass human being. I do my nails. I work. I'm a caregiver. I take care of my oldest. I take care of my stepson when we have him. And I have my baby who will be 6. I ain't got time for no f***ing clown. I ain't got to chase nothing. I ain't got to chase nothing after you mother. But I will expose you, Andrew, because you ain't done shit. The last time I got a giant ass payout from the state of Oregon, because it didn't come from you, and the pieces of taxes that I did get, that was back in 2017. It's 2024, you f***ing cluck. Now speak on that, bitch.
I've never heard anybody get so absolutely eviscerated on TikTok before. A few days after all this went down, Stephanie Jenkins posted another TikTok on November 3rd to address more of the backlash. It starts with Stephanie saying it's finally time she gives her side of the story.
I'm sure you know there's a lot being said about me, and I think that it's time that I maybe give my story. Let people decide for themselves if they want to hear it from people who weren't there, who didn't experience it, or the person who actually went through it. A lot of people have just already decided to hate me, and that's your stance, that's your right. I'm not gonna try to convince you otherwise. I'm just gonna share my authentic self and hope that God can bring in the right people. Please take the understanding that Jesus died for everybody. He doesn't not love me, and he's not here. Jesus accepts everybody. And people keep coming into my comments telling me God doesn't care about you. He wouldn't better your life because you're this, that, and the third. I'm not going to do the same thing. I'm not going to be throwing that energy. I don't plan on stitching or duetting all of these nasty videos. I just plan on continuing to do everything I've been doing from the beginning and keep bettering myself as a mother, first and foremost,
and as a person.
She goes on to address people complaining about the Amazon wish list, asking how these people can care about their children's well-being if they're actively trying to take the kids away from them, and mentioning how it's wrong that people are commenting the location of their school and home, saying that people shouldn't be putting together the details of where they live, even if she's the one putting all of them out there.
And getting a lot of backlash about, oh, people shouldn't be buying things on the wish list. And you say that you have the kids' best interest in mind when you're coming at these approaches of judging me and judging Andrew. You don't have the kids' best interest in heart if you're trying to snatch them away from us. They love us. We take care of them. We are very involved parents. You most certainly don't have my kids' best interest in mind when you're sharing their exact location, letting people know where they go to school, and putting them in danger in that position. Now one could come at me and say, well, you've shared enough about your location that we can pin it down. Nobody told you to go pinning down anybody's location. I'm certainly never going to be doing that to any family. That's their business, that's their life. Why would anybody need to take the time to pin down our location?
Stephanie then confirms that she has a history with Child Protective Services, which has taught her how to avoid them in the future, adding that she'll continue to explain her story going forward.
I see that people did bring up my history with CPS. If you think that that didn't teach me how to cross my T's and dot my I's, then that would be crazy. Of course, I took that knowledge and tried to grow from it and make sure that I do the best I can to provide an environment for my kids with the circumstances that I have. Now, like I mentioned, I'm going to share my story. There's going to be a lot of comments on here about why aren't you working if you're trying to better the kids' situation. That's going to be in the story. You can decide for yourself how you feel after my story is told. But right now, there's just an opinion from one side. You don't have my version of the story. I haven't elaborated completely on what I went through with my ex-husband or any of the position of what I went through in the work field. It's all reasoning behind where I'm at today.
Since this video is posted, we haven't seen any more regarding Stephanie's story. Just more cleaning videos where she's ranting about the haters.
What they definitely don't tell you about going viral is that suddenly everybody and their mother thinks your business is theirs. Y'all low-key got hands on my HIPAA information at this point because some of the stuff you be digging up, I have no idea how you can legally be obtaining any of this information, quite honestly. Now, this may come as a surprise to some, but we have no plans on responding to all these conspiracy theories and endless videos that people be ranting about. I will say this, I can proudly say that I never took nobody's viral moment to try to get my own, especially not slandering their name. But go ahead, keep on posting your updates about my family and building your content and all your base of your followers off my back. Go ahead.
But with that, you're caught up on all the details in the situation surrounding the Resilient Jenkins on TikTok. The viral TikTok parents with 4 kids and 1 on the way, who are facing a wave of backlash after uploading content that features their kids sleeping on the floor in the living room of their 1-bedroom apartment. Meanwhile, the dad is playing PS5 on the king bed in their bedroom, and the mom is posting about smoking while being pregnant. This on top of admitting that the cats have fleas, the kids have lice, and the unwashed clothes have mold. With things only getting worse when the father's ex came into the picture, explaining how he walked out when their son was 2 years old, and failed to ever show up for anything or pay child support, which led to a string of responses by the Resilient Jenkins, which made them look 10 times worse. But now that you have almost the entire story behind the situation, I need to know, what do you think about everything? Please let me know that, along with any story updates or things I missed down in the comments. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. This past month was filled with even more Adderall issues, but I found some more places to get it refilled, so hopefully those will be done. So thank you for sticking with me and following the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.